Hello there guys, welcome back. Now that we've done the IK for the arm, we're gonna start doing the FK. The FK is gonna be pretty straightforward, but let's start with that for now. So I'm just gonna hide this is already hidden, the original bound shoulder. So I'm gonna hide the IK, so press H, and now there's nothing there. Just gonna now show the left one, the left shoulder FK, so I'm gonna press H. So now this is the one that we're gonna be working on for now. So I think at the moment there is an issue here. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter. So that's 0. Let's see what this one. This one took quite a big jump for some reason. I think that happened after the. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we got that. So we're gonna be working on the IK joint. Now, what I like to do is take this guy all the way to 10, because now we're gonna be working on the FK. For some reason, I don't know why it changed too much. Like at the moment, it means like if I show you the difference, so I press A, you see the difference between the IK and the FK is a little bit there. And I think that's had to do with the way the joints were created. If you follow, guys, what I told you in week 2 about the placing of the joints in the center, you shouldn't have this issue. I think because this is an old skeleton that I did before, so I didn't update it. Probably that's what is happening, but it doesn't matter because as long as you just when you do the system, you just make sure that you are working on you see you're working on this system, which is the IK. So I'm just gonna just to avoid confusion, I'm just gonna take the IK and then just press H and then hide it. Okay, so now I'm working on the FK mount. Okay, so the FK is going to be pretty straightforward because this guy is gonna take control of the whole thing there, and this guy is gonna take control of this. We can probably create an extra, but we're gonna do the same principle here to twist from here. This is gonna be the pure shoulder, and this is gonna be the elbow. So and that's it. That's all you have to do. But the thing we need to take in consideration now is the rotation, because this guy is rotated at the whirl with this wall rotation axis, and this guy here has a different rotation. You see, this guy go 1, and the joint here is 1. So it's going to be a mismatch. So we need to make sure that this guy had the same local rotation axis as this guy. So and we're going to do the same what we did last in the last section with the IK handle. And I think this will be a good way to exercise what we just introducing there. So we say again, we're gonna do that. Let's start with the let's start with the shoulder for now. Let's start with the shoulder here. So for now, I'm gonna take the shoulder here, and I'm gonna do the FK connection. So now, with nothing selected in the viewport, you press Control G, and now it's gonna be a null. Okay, so you press W, so you move it, and then you just snap it to the press V, and then snap it to the shoulder here. And now I'm going to take the rotation of this joint back into this null. And with that, we need a orient constraint. So again, so we say this is going to be the master, and the joint is going to be, the null is going to be the slave. And I say constraint, and I say orient. Make sure that I reset that because I've been playing around with it. So we say apply. And now this null has, if you check the null now this null matches this local rotation axis. You see there's no different. I delete the constraint. Now I take this guy and I place it under, no, normally not yet actually. Take this guy, I would like to do is just, well, if you want to do that, that's fine. But what I normally do is, let's undo this. Take this guy, nothing happened to him. Yeah, let's undo. Okay, so we are at this point. So we got the null. I got this stuff here. I want to delete it, so I freeze transformation. I like to just have rotation. The less I have, it better. Doesn't make any difference, but I just like to work clean. So again, I'm gonna take this guy, control select this guy here. If you select it from the outliner, and you go into constraint, go into orient, make sure you reset again just in case, apply. Now this guy matches this null matches the rotation of that joint, the local rotation axis. Delete the constraint. Now we only have the rotation. Remember, the joints are only for rotation, so we don't care about translation, but I like to work clean, like I said. So I take this control and I put it under this structure, middle click and drag. And now this guy inherits all the rubbish from the null because that's being aligned. And if I want to get, if I want the left shoulder to matches this, all I have to do is take this and say freeze transformation. You see now it matches. Now if I like to take this, Control C, Control V, and I pay underscore GRP. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna take this now, and now this guy, because he's being aligned to this, now this guy can take now control over this join. So you say master, shift constraint slave. Okay, and I say go here into constraint, and I go into orient. So reset, we say apply. You see nothing happened, didn't flip. Take this. Now this guy is controlling this. Okay, I mean, you could have lined this control that sort of matches this angle to make it look nicer, but it doesn't matter really. It doesn't make any difference. So now you notice when I have this selected, this guy go purple. It means it has a connection with it. So now we have this. Okay, now the same goes with this. Okay, and then again nothing selected. Press Control G, take this, move it right into that joint. V for snapping, middle click, I'll frame it here. Now is that. Okay, I like to free the transformation so I don't have anything here. Doesn't make any difference anyway. So we say master slave. I think you press G, that was the last command, but let's go here anyway and say orient. It's been reset already. Just double check. We say apply. Skip it here on the side. We need it more. So we take this null. Delete the constraint. Check out the rotation. You see it matches exactly this. You see there's no jump in the rotation. As you go with this, is different. So now we need to take this control and put it under that null. Okay, take that null, take that control, and then just freeze the transformation, because remember, as an animator you need to have everything here in 0. You need to start from 0. Freeze transformation. You see now everything is 0, but now it matches the local rotation axis of the guy that he's gonna control, in this case the elbow. So we say master now, just to clean up a little bit here. Control V underscore for GRP. We say master. No, sorry, master. Shift select a slave. Say apply. Now you see not flip. Now these are working. These are working now. You see that's that. That's the arm is not gonna move like that, but anyway, you have control of everything. So that also be taken care of. Now the same principle goes here. You remember that this thing here is controlling the IK. It's not controlling this because this is the FK. So if you want, you can just hide it. Press H just so you don't select it by mistake. So now again, so nothing selected in the viewport. Control G. Press V, middle click and drag. Frame the guy. And we have this here. I like to freeze transformations. There's nothing in there. Again, master, slave, constraint, orient constraint. I'm gonna delete the history. Now I like to take now because this control here is going to rotate the X from here, so I like to take the orientation from there just to double check. Again, press master, slave, go into constraint, go into orient, and then make sure that only X is the one that is gonna be taking. Add, you change it a little bit, that's fine. We take the null. Okay, delete the, sorry, we take the null and delete the constraint that it has. Now we take this and we say that's fine. Now we take this control, middle click and drag here. Take this, Control C, Control V underscore GRP. Select this. Now this guy doesn't match this rotation axis, but once we free the transformation, it matches. And now this control matches exactly this rotation axis. So and then we say master. Now this is gonna be the control in this. So we say master, then shift select this, and we say this is gonna be the master slave, and then we go here constraint. Just remember that we need to take only we take Y and Z, no X. Say apply. Now again we say master. Sorry, master. Oops, master. Shift select this is slave, so because this is gonna take the rotation, and this is gonna be only X. Okay, so we say apply. It's a little bit here happens. I don't know. I think I might have forgotten to freeze transformation or something. So now this guy controls this, and control this rotation axis and this rotation axis. So we're back to business. So now this happened. So now look what happened. Now we have this control selected. Now we take this and look what happened. So this rotation is trying to pretty much stick into this and stick into this, but it's not happening. And the reason it's not happening is because this joint is the child of this joint, like, which is being controlled by this, but this joint lost control of the rotation because now it's controlled by this. So now this guy is controlling the rotation of this, but at the same time he cannot be brought back by this because he's the parent. So he's trying to compensate, he's trying to stick to both. Okay, so in order to fix that, so ideally what you do is you take this control, and then all the controls should be, and then you flip this guy, and then you flip that guy. Okay, so in order to do that, it's a very easy way, because what you have to do is constrain the parent or the groups of this. Remember, for example, if I take this and I constrain this guy to bring it along with this guy rotate, then it's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this is going to be the master, and I'm going to take the left elbow FK control, and I press control, I think it's control here when the outliner, not the actual, because you cannot constrain this. If you constrain this, then you lock this, and by locking this you will not be able to animate. Okay, and we can't do that. So what we do is we lock the guy on top, which go exactly the same rotation as the child. Okay, so what you do is you take this guy master, which is controlled by this joint, by this this control here. So we take this, we say this, and take the control. So master, slave, not the control, but the group on top. You remember the one that we used to be null. And we tell this as the shoulder FK. We go into constraint. We go into the parent constraint. Choose reset. We say apply. Okay. It says rotate. Now I expect that you cycle to upcheck. I think I did something wrong there. I think I did actually. Yeah, I think I did something silly. Let's see if I can undo whatever I did. So this guy is going to be the master. Yeah, master. Let's say, no, sorry, I selected the shoulder. Was the elbow? I think I did. Master, slave, constraint, parent, constraint. You see, that's great. Fine. So now this is controlling this in the rotation, but at the same time, this guy is controlling the rotation of the parent of this guy, which is this one here. You see, that's why it's all locked. So now when I rotate, let's do it for the other one actually. You see that this, well, as long as I select this guy go purple, it means that this guy got a connection to it. But it's not directly, it's indirectly by his group. So the same happened here. I take this, which is the master now, it's gonna be this, because the wrist has to come with the elbow anyway. You're gonna leave the wrist behind. The same principle with the shoulder and the elbow. So we say master. We take the wrist here, control. We select this, which is the so it's a master, slave, constraint, parent constraint. So now what happened is I take this. Look, now there's a connection here, purple, purple. Now I take this. You see they come both along. So now I do this, I do that, and now I can do that. And later on, if I want to switch, I can switch. You see, and it goes back to that. Okay, so now that's all the setup that we have to do for this. So I'm just gonna put this back here to 0. You remember that everything has to be 0. That's why it's very important that everything is 0. So animators need to go to the initial position. So that is all sorted. So now these guys are coming along. So this guy comes along with it and all that. That's fine. This guy is working. If I select this, they all come along. That's fine. And now this guy needs to come along, but we do that later on. Okay, as a cleanup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop now here, and then take a break, and then I come back and I do the final cleanup of the arm, and that's the arm done pretty much. Thank you. All right, bye bye.